Hey friends, welcome back and hello to you new people too. I'm Courtney. Today I'm going to be bringing you a quick tutorial on this eye look that I'm wearing right here, featuring Cozzette eyeshadows. I bought all of these eyeshadows at the Makeup Show Orlando. I love this eyeshadow formula. I think it's excellent, so I wanted to create a tutorial. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump in. I have been traveling since late August, so I haven't really been able to film. For those of you who don't know, I do work full time, but I work from home, so my job is flexible. So I've been able to travel. I spent time in Atlanta, Georgia, and then I was in New York for New York Fashion Week, and most recently I was in Orlando for the Makeup Show Orlando. So now that I'm done traveling for at least a month, I have some time to make videos again. I'm playing with some of the new makeup that I bought at the Makeup Show Orlando, and I've already put on my eyeshadow primer and set it. I use Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and I set it with my Cozzette Essential Powder in C1. And for my under eyes, I use the Smashbox Under Eye Primer. So I'm going to be using Cozzette eyeshadows for the majority of this look, and I'm going to take this color right here, which is called Jack. And I'm using, this is a Goss 5 brush along the lower lid. Now at the outer corner of my eye, I have a lot of skin because I have hooded eyes. And so I'm kind of basically taking the color past the bottom of my eye, and I'm going to start working it up into the crease. And I'm using a lot of little soft motions. Switch to a different brush to blend it out. I'm going to use this. This is the Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush. So I'm still seeing my therapist at least once a week, sometimes more, to help me with my grieving process. And I'm glad I'm doing it because I'm seeing a lot of personal growth. But it's hard. If you've never done therapy before, what you should know about it is that, at least for me, it involves like homework and introspection and, you know, trying to change old behaviors that are like safe behaviors or whatever. So I'm trying to break some of my cycles and break out of my old bad habits and basically have new ones that are positive habits. So it's a lot of work. This is also loosely based on a recent, or I guess semi-recent eyeshadow tutorial from Goss, where he was talking about building up color and then blending it out and building it up again. So that's kind of what I'm doing, is building up this color. And see, because I have hooded eyes, and you can tell because whenever I'm looking directly into the camera, all like my crease color disappears. I have to basically carefully draw the color upwards onto the hood of my eye. And I don't know, this might be the first video that I've made with the bed in the background, but one of the things that I did was get a bed for my room, and so the girls have a place to cuddle and be behind me and relax in the room, and I really like that. I was trying to find a damask print that wasn't too bright and wasn't too busy, and I wanted it to be like black, silver, or gray, and purple. Couldn't find that, so I found aqua. Aqua also works because I have basically the main colors in my house are black, purple, like grays, shades of like gray or silver work, and then I also have the bright turquoise, so this kind of goes with the bright turquoise because the mint kind of goes with that. really, really like this color, Jack. It's a really nice matte. I feel like it blends out without too much trouble. And I'm using the tiny brush again to help draw this blue shade up a little bit higher so that when I'm looking straight forward, you can actually see the color. I swear this is like 3/4 of what doing makeup on hooded eyes is like, is keep bringing the crease color up and up and up until you can actually see it when you're looking straight forward. This is Cozzette Dioptase, and I'm going to use this Sigma E21 brush, and I'm going to layer this along the bottom of my lower lid. I'm going to use Cozzette Transition, which is supposed to be a cool toned transition shade for my skin tone in the Sigma E26. And I'm just really gonna go very, very softly right around the edge of the blue. So I think that'll make it look a little better. I really like using the Sigma E36 to blend out the edges like that because it's so small and it's really easy to use around my eyes. I'm using a clean Sigma E25 to just kind of blend it at the inner crease here. I don't want there to be any like harsh lines or skipping or anything. This is Howlite, and I'm using a Sigma E32 to pat Howlite onto my lid. This is like a really crazy wet diamond effect kind of sparkle. I love it. So I brought the sparkly color here at the inside of my inner crease, and I don't like how it looks. I didn't do it on this side. So what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of my Cozzette powder and see if I can't tone down that shimmer that I'm not liking. And I'm going to take a little bit of that deep sparkly blue shade and put it at the outer corner of my lid. And I'm going back to the matte blue Jack. And I'm using my Saucebox. I think this is the mermaid from the Mermaid Fantasy set that I love. This set is great for hooded eyes. If you are thinking about picking up a brush set, I highly recommend it. I'm going to use the Stila Stay All Day in Indigo waterproof liquid liner. Okay, so all I really did was just line my upper lash line with this blue liner just so that my eyes have a little bit more definition. And I'm applying the Kat Von D inner rim waterline liner stuff, and this is how I do it. I basically use a Q-tip or my finger to roll the lash line back. Gonna throw on my Smashbox Superfan mascara. This has actually become my favorite mascara. I feel like I get really good results with it, and I do better with it by itself than with using a primer. I feel like if I try and use lash primer, it just, everything gets really like chunky, clumpy. This mascara is just really nice and buildable for me. Usually my mascara building skills are not that great, but this one seems to be Courtney proof. So I just lined my lower waterline with the NYX Faux White pencil in the shade Baby Powder, which is like basically like a white with a blue tint. Now that most of my face is finished, I'm gonna finish the eyes, and I'm going to highlight with Champagne Balm which is by Saucebox. And it's also the same highlight that I'm using on my face. And I use the Kat Von D shade Light Brush to highlight under my brows. I use the pointy end to get right under the brows so I have a lot of control. And then I use the fatter end to blend it out. And I'm taking a tiny bit on the large end and just hitting at the inner corners just to kind of like help open up my eyes a little bit. All right, so I put on my lipstick and I'm gonna zoom in so you can see the finished eye look up close. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial featuring Cozzette eyeshadows. Please be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please give it a thumbs up and share. And if you haven't already, click that little subscribe button down below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.